Okay, are we recording? So I'm gonna show you guys how I made these pants, and I'm gonna show you how you can make it at home yourself. You don't have to be experienced. I'm a beginner. I don't know what I'm doing ever, so I'm learning with you guys, honestly. But yeah, if I want something to come to life, I'm gonna bring it to life. The first thing you guys are gonna need is some pants to work on. I got these from Shine for like 20 bucks, maybe 22. You're gonna need some fabrics. I've got some newspaper, some cow print, Mickey Mouse, you name it. Got these all from Joann Fabric. They were like 82 cents to like $1. Then you're gonna need some thread. Yes, some black thread or any color thread you want. It doesn't really matter that much because the pants don't have to be perfect. And then you're gonna... I lost the needle. Ah! Then you're gonna need a needle. Yes, you're gonna need some of these sewing pins, some spray paint. I've got black and white. Yes. Then you're going to need some scissors, Sharpie, pencil, anything to draw with. Mod Podge if you want to seal your pants. And a paintbrush to go with the Mod Podge. If you don't want to be extra and cut out a stencil, you could just buy stencils. They're already made for you. It's so easy. And then you'll also may or may not need an iron. I'm using an iron, but you don't have to. You don't. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Yeah, get into it.
So before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram. I put my hair into a bun. Really quick, I'm gonna show you guys the new Funko Pop I got in the mail. Careful. We've got Rick from Rick and Morty. We've got Grizz from We Bare Bears. I love this show. It's so adorable. Oh, and I got Katara yesterday. I'm gonna wait, where is she? Yeah, she's right here. It's Asami from Legends of Korra. Yes. Okay, so I have all my fabric laid out and I have my scissors, and we're gonna want to cut all the fabrics to be the same length of these squares here. And I actually already sewed one on just to get some practice in, because I don't know how to sew. I just learned like 5 minutes ago. So you don't have to be experienced to do this. Like, you can do this, okay? You can do this. Just pause the video when you need to. Okay, so I'm gonna take this fabric and measure it to here, and then I'm just gonna cut where this square ends. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that you're gonna want to make it a little bit longer than the actual square, just a little bit longer. So now I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna measure it up to all the other pieces. Okay. Okay, so I've got all my pieces cut out. So this is the part where you might want to iron, you might not. But before we start sewing, you're gonna want to flip these ends in. So bend it back like that, and you're gonna want to hold it in place with the pins, and you're gonna do that to this side, and this side. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now everything is pinned. All the corners are folded in. And now we're gonna go over to the iron, and we're going to iron the corners so that they'll stay in place without the pins. I think that's easier. You don't have to do it, but you can do it. Okay. So as we're ironing, you wanna make sure you're not ironing the pins. So take the pins out as you're ironing and be very careful not to burn your fingers. Maybe I wait for the iron to warm up. Did I even plug it in? Yes. Okay, so it should end up looking like this. The corners are ironed in. Now let's go back to the pants. Okay, and now we're just going to place it where we want it on the pants. Okay, so my camera died, but I started using these pins to pin the fabric in place where I want it on the pants. So what you're gonna want to do is you don't want the pin to go all the way to the back side of the pants. You only want it on the front side. So stick your hand in there and place a pin, but make sure that the pin isn't allowed to go to the back side, and then you're gonna make it come right back up like that. So then just finish putting the pins all the way around so that it's in place. Okay, so I went ahead and finished pinning it all around so it's stuck there, and I repeated all the steps with the other patches that I have. So this is what it's looking right now. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sew each of these pieces down like I already sewed this piece. Make sure that you have your thread threaded through your needle, and then at the end make your knot. That's the hardest part for me. Make a knot. I'm gonna take the needle and I'm gonna go through the pants leg and bring the needle through the jeans up through the fabric. You're gonna wanna pull the needle all the way through, and your knot should stop you. And now you're gonna keep your hand inside of the pants hole, and you're not going to put the needle through the fabric. You're gonna put it through the jeans right before it meets the fabric, and you're not gonna stick the needle all the way through the pants. You're going to immediately stick the needle back through the jeans and into the fabric that you added, and then now you're gonna pull it all the way through. Okay, Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Don't go through the fabric, go through the jeans. And then immediately come back up through the fabric that we added. And you're gonna pull the thread all the way through. And then keep repeating that basically. So needle through the jean, immediately come back up and go through the fabric that we added, and then pull the thread all the way through and keep repeating that. Needle into the jean, immediately back up through the fabric we added, and pull the thread all the way through. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, I just learned how to sew like 5 minutes ago, so I'm here to get the job done. Again, through the jean, immediately back up through the fabric we added, pull the thread all the way through. Oh my god, it's my grandma calling. Hey grandma.
Hey, Nine.
3 hours later.
And then when we get to the end, or let's say we're running out of thread, we're gonna go all the way through the fabric that we added, through the front of the jeans, stick that through, come through the pants leg, pull it all the way through. So now it's on the inside. So now we're gonna open up the inside of the pants. Okay, so now you want to slightly go through the jeans. Like, don't go through to the other side, just barely put the needle through and bring it back up. And then before you pull it all the way, you're gonna stick the needle in this hole to make a knot, and then you pull. And I do that like 3 times. So stick it in the jean just a little bit, don't stick it all the way through. Bring it back up, and then before you pull the thread all the way through, stick the needle through the hole to make a knot. Pull, and then one more time. I'm actually gonna zoom in. Okay. Just barely stick it through the jeans. Bring it right back up. And before you pull it, stick it through this hole so that you can make a knot. And pull. And then you're just going to cut the excess. There you go. Okay, so I finished stitching all of them. And now we're ready to go outside. Okay, so make sure you're wearing gloves so that you don't get paint all over your hands, and also wearing a mask so you're not directly breathing in paint. Sometimes I would use duct tape so that I wouldn't spray unwanted parts with the spray paint. Okay, so I'm spraying my spray paint right over top of my stencil, and I'm like, yeah, this is totally gonna work. This paper stencil, yeah, definitely gonna work. And I pull it off, and I'm just like, what? What is this? What is this? So I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna try the next stencil. Failed again, but that's okay because we learn from our mistakes.
I smell your stuff coming right back to me. I smell that.
Close the door. My dad really loves me, so he's always checking on me a lot. So I decided I wanted to spray paint the areas that didn't have any fabric on it and then just go from there. Here I ended up utilizing these stencils here. Then I went on a quick craft store run because my idea of the pants was coming out differently. Then I started to use these craft crayons and I colored on top of the stencils with them, and I really love them, so I'm definitely going to put them in the link below. Then I started drawing my name in Old English letters from a reference that I used from Google. Then I decided to paint over the areas where I drew so that they would be more vibrant on the pants. And then using paint, I went back over the areas that I used stencils just to clean up. And this is the reference image that I made in Photoshop of how I wanted my pants to turn out. Okay, so if you want to seal your pants and make sure that the artwork stays in place, I would take your Mod Podge and paint over top of all the areas that you painted. Then I would take a thin sheet and iron over top of the whole surface area of the pants. Make sure you're not using the steam setting when ironing. And then when I'm done ironing, I'm going to put them in cold water with a couple drops of detergent and let it get in there. What? Anyways. Then I'm gonna put them into the dryer until they're all the way dry. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. Bye!